This is NR2003 Predicts. Using constantly updating ratings, we determine where Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series drivers will place at any given track any given week. Standard disclaimer, this video is for entertainment purposes only, using the process of artificial intelligence, and should not be used in the process of gambling. So here's how it works. We update drivers' ratings week by week as we go throughout the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series schedule. We run a 100% simulation with normal tire wear and fuel consumption. Qualifying results match what the drivers actually ran in real life. Because qualifying data can't be arranged at the same time as forcing cautions, stages will not be enforced throughout these races. And weather used reflects the real-time data based on the actual start time of the race. Brad Keselowski and Kevin Harvick lead the field to the stripe. Green flag is out. Playoff race number 2 is underway. Keselowski off to a solid start, getting the jump on the inside line over Kevin Harvick, who slots into second place. Chase Elliott and Kyle Busch battling for third, right behind both of them. Looking back at Martin Truex Jr. up here in the top 10. He is not only the most recent winner in the series, but he is also the most recent winner here at this racetrack. Got the victory in the spring, and that was the first time he's been able to win at a short track, so looking to see if he can carry the momentum from Las Vegas over into this race. Meanwhile, up here, here's a trio that we should be looking at. Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, and Kevin Harvick. 12 wins between them. Kyle Busch, 6 wins at this racetrack. As we see Kevin Harvick going to the inside of Brad Keselowski and going to take over the lead. Harvick, a 3-time winner. Hamlin, a 3-time winner. All 3 of those drivers inside the top 4 right now. They are battling for position at the front of the field. Meanwhile, Jimmy Johnson, he's putting up a solid top 10 effort right now, just behind Eric Almirola and in front of the 95 car of Matt DiBenedetto. Johnson, another 3-time winner here as well, and he's trying to see if he can find a victory so far this season with his new crew chief. Joey Logano is a winner here twice. First one coming in 2014, the second one in 2017. And he had a very poor qualifying effort, so you can see he's battling with traffic, trying to get up toward the front of the field. It was the lowest qualifying among all the playoff drivers. Here comes Clint Bowyer to the inside of Chase Elliott. He is another 2-time winner here, but his last one came in 2012, driving for Michael Waltrip Racing in the September race, and now trying to see if he can get the 14 in victory lane here. Kurt Busch, yet another 2-time winner, last coming in 2015, and he's got contact with Chase Elliott in the middle of turns 1 and 2, and he's going to send the 9 car up into the wall. Just a light tap, both for running inside the top 10, and look at all those spots that he's going to lose. And almost simultaneously, Joey Logano, car going up in smoke, and that could end his night early. That would put him in last place. No one else has dropped out yet so far. A championship contender, the reigning champion, out with problems early in this one. Also not going to be able to gain any stage points because we are only just about 30 laps into this race. Kevin Harvick going to lead on the restart. See Kyle Larson back here. He has won here before as well. In fact, he's the last time a Chevrolet has won on a short track. That was in 2017 at this racetrack. Ryan Newman, kind of the underdog of this entire playoff battle, got one win here back in 2003. A lot of these tracks that we come to that Newman has victories, they came from long ago, and he's trying to see if he can finally put something in the win column for this year. Keselowski, another winner here. 2014 was when he got that victory. Got it from the pole, and now kind of in no man's land right now, but still in the 8th position. Just no one to pass for him as the field kind of spreads out. Paul Menard going down the backstretch. He is going to experience some smoke, and that is a second Penske car, even though it is with Wood Brothers. But the affiliate car is also going to go up in smoke, and that might be a problem with that team. Tough run for Menard in his final season. Looking back from Kevin Harvick, and he is pulled away from the rest of the field. You can see about 2.5 seconds worth of gap between him and Kyle Busch. Looking at William Byron, who's kind of slid back in the field right now. You can see there's a couple of cars in front of him that probably shouldn't be there. He's going to have to work his way up, looking on board of the 20 car of Eric Jones, and you can see a couple of chasers in front of him. Ryan Blaney, they are just inside the top 15. Blaney trying to battle with Newman to get position. And more contact in turn 1 and 2. Matt Benedetto going to get into Austin Dillon and send him for a spin. That is going to bring out our second caution of the night. And you're going to see that there goes the leader, so Dillon's going to get put down a lap because of that. Can't be happy about that. Back on the restart, Harvick will lead them to the stripe. And that lead that he had is erased, and that gave the other drivers the opportunity to make adjustments to try to see if they can pass him up. You can see Hamlin trying to track him down. Definitely not letting him get away this time. Meanwhile, Newman has fallen back and very deep in the field. He was up there in the top 15. We saw him earlier, but it looks like a slow pit stop is going to send him much further back than he would like to be, and only William Byron really in eyesight of him. On board of the 18 of Kyle Busch, watching those two out in front of him. He's got a little bit of a gap to make up, but he is still remaining in the hunt. Obviously, we talked about his dominance, and here comes Hamlin looking to the inside of Kevin Harvick, and they're going to make a 3-wide move on Austin Theriault. Hamlin and Harvick remaining side by side going down the front stretch. The 11 car looks like he wants that lead right now. And it looks like they're still side by side, but I think Hamlin's going to get it eventually, and he will. Daniel Suarez kind of peeking up there in the top 10. He is the only driver in the top 10 right now that isn't a playoff driver. Obviously was in contention to get one of those 16 spots, but ultimately failed in the final few races of the season. Looking at Daniel Hemrick, the big silly season bombshell news for this week, he is not going to be returning to this 8 car for 2020. He had an option to be returning back, but the team is not going to have him back. Looks like Tyler Reddick might fill that seat. That isn't confirmed quite yet. And Kyle Busch going off of turn number 4. He is going to blow up. It looked like the Penske drivers were the ones that were having problems, but now the 18 car running third at the time is going to go up in smoke. He's going to hold up his teammate Truex Jr. as he tries to go by, and that is going to bring out a caution eventually because he is going to stop on the racetrack. But wow, 3 mechanical failures for a few drivers that could have a potential shot for at least getting in the top 10. Joey Logano and Kyle Busch had opportunities they could have won this race. So back on another restart, Alex Bowman is trying to fight his way through this field, just like Ryan Newman, as they are now both near the back of the field, as is Ryan Blaney. He's seen in traffic. Harvick had the lead on the restart. He had gotten back around Hamlin, but Hamlin's going to now look to the inside and try to take that lead back again, as Keselowski is sitting right behind both of them, trying to see if he can make a move on either as they go through. Hamlin will get back to the point. Clint Bowyer has found his way into the top 5, and this is going to be a good run for him, especially because he just needs to make up some points. He is unfortunately outside of the cut line right now after some problems at Las Vegas. 25th place finish, and now sits 15th in the points. Trying to see if he can have a good day. Keselowski is working his way through the slap traffic, as is Hamlin. Keselowski's gotten around Harvick, so now he's in second place. Ty Dillon has managed to slip his way into the top 10. This is a very solid run for that driver. One of the few that's still on the lead lap. It's about half the field still having that designation, but he's running well right now. We've got a battle for third right here as Harvick continues to slip back, and he's held behind Austin Theriault in the 51. Clint Bowyer on the inside, as well as Chase Elliott. They are both going to go to this inside, and they are going to advance their spots even more. Meanwhile, Denny Hamlin's heading up to some lap traffic. You can see Alex Bowman is about to be one of those cars that goes a lap down. And so was William Byron there on the outside. A few cars in danger of losing that lap. That's not what they want. But Denny Hamlin going to get into Matt Benedetto and send him for a spin. The leader going to take out one of the cars that is about to go a lap down. And obviously we know about the Bristol race earlier this season. No bad blood between them, but obviously there might have been some contact there. Not sure if it was necessarily intentional, but that did lose Hamlin the lead at that point, and Keselowski was able to go to the inside as that spin was happening. So now the 2 car out in front. Meanwhile, several cars ended up a lap down, including Alex Bowman, William Byron, and Eric Jones. They are now trying to get their laps back on the 2 car. However, look at Chase Elliott looking to the inside of Hamlin. Although Hamlin's getting a good run off the outside, and he's actually getting the advantage going down the backstretch. What an amazing move by the 11 car as he tries to work the outside line and get the lead. He's going to be able to lead that lap, and here comes Chase Elliott trying to make it a 3-wide situation. Doesn't force the issue quite, but the 11 car able to take the lead on the outside. That's pretty incredible. Meanwhile, Jimmie Johnson has snuck his way back into the top 10. He was very close to spoiling an all-playoff top 10 at Las Vegas. He finished 11th, but he is trying to see if he can put himself in that position today. Riding on board Chase Elliott, running in the second position, trying to track down Denny Hamlin, not letting him get away, even though that 11 car has been fast all night. Trying to see what he can do to get a victory here in Virginia. Ryan Blaney is struggling right now. He is one of the last cars on the lead lap, which I believe that count might be down to 13 now, based on some of those guys that got lapped just before that caution came out at the hands of Denny Hamlin. And here comes Chase Elliott as they go through traffic. Hamlin's getting a little held up by Yaley, and Elliott's going to try to take advantage on the inside line. Hamlin's hoping to make an outside move, but that's not going to work at all. But there's going to be contact further back, and Kevin Harvick goes straight into the outside wall. Running fourth at the time, there was a 4-wide situation there between, I believe, Byron, Hamlin, Harvick, and Chastain on the high outside, and that was not going to work at all. Harvick goes straight into the outside wall. He's going to have to spend a few laps repairing that damage. And another problem on the restart. Martin Truex Jr. off pace. I don't see any smoke, so it might be a cut tire. But another Toyota, another JGR car, just like Penske had 2 of their cars having problems, now JGR has 2 problems of their own. Meanwhile, Hamlin seems to be the best performing JGR driver, although I believe he got held up by Truex going down to the inside. And here comes Kurt Busch. We haven't talked about him too much tonight. We've talked about his past victories here, but we really didn't talk about his performance throughout this race. And he is trying to make a charge toward the lead as he goes to the inside of Keselowski. Truex Jr. has returned to the track, but you can see just as Chase Elliott goes right by that he's clearly not up to speed. So it might be something bigger than a tire. And that's really going to cause a headache for the 19 car and the points that they're going to accumulate tonight. Daniel Suarez is back up here in the top 10 as Jimmie Johnson has worked his way all the way up into 3rd place. So the 2 drivers that just missed out on the playoffs are running really well tonight. Another 4-wide situation. Chase Elliott, Matt Chastain again. Kurt Busch didn't necessarily get too far inside of Elliott, but he was looking, and now he's looking again as he goes for the lead for the first time. And Kurt Busch going to take over the lead from Chase Elliott. Meanwhile, Denny Hamlin is trying to work his way back up after he got held up by his teammate in the 19, slowing down to the inside, and he has worked his way back to 4th, trying to track down Jimmie Johnson. Well, looking off the back of Eric Almirola, you can see just how slow Kevin Harvick's going right now as he is falling back. That damage got repaired, but obviously his car is not running up to speed. Kurt Busch is now pulling away from the other drivers. He is competing against Chase Elliott in 2nd position. He's just barely staying within frame right there. But Busch is going to have to deal with traffic now. You know, Ryan Blaney's got to be a little nervous. You can see Kurt Busch just behind him. A couple lapped cars in between, but Blaney is trying to avoid going a lap down within these next few laps. Ryan Newman has caught up to Chase Elliott somehow. I don't know how he got so far up there. Jimmie Johnson slipped back to 5th. Denny Hamlin's still in this conversation as well, but now Newman has started to work his way up toward the front. And he is going to make the pass on Chase Elliott for 2nd. Meanwhile, looking off Kyle Larson, he's in a little bit of traffic. Keselowski just in front of him. 2 car able to make the pass for 6th position. It looks like Larson's going to get it back. Alex Bowman already a lap down. He's trying to avoid going a 2nd lap down as Kurt Busch just follows him. You can also see Ryan Blaney has gone a lap down by this point. Eric Almirola now in a little bit of traffic. He runs in the 6th position trying to go for 5th, but you can see there's a big traffic jam up here with a lot of playoff drivers in it. It looks like pit stops are taking place. Kurt Busch is going to come down. And it looks like there might be a few others following him. Ryan Newman I saw, but not everyone coming down at the same time. It looks like Jimmie Johnson and Chase Elliott will come down a little bit later. But it's not going to be easy coming off pit lane. Couple of teammates, Rick Ware cars, getting tangled into turn 3. Spencer Boyd plows into the wall. J.J. Ailey also collecting that one. That will bring out another caution. Big hits that take them out of the race, as well as Kyle Larson, a top 10 driver. is now up in smoke as well. This has been an awful race for drivers having mechanical problems. Not sure what's going on with these cars tonight, but that's all 3 manufacturers represented with mechanical problems. Kurt Busch maintains the lead after the pit stop cycle. Denny Hamlin in second position. There's a couple lapped cars in between him and Busch. Ryan Newman is back to 4th place, but still in contention along with Chase Elliott. Clint Bowyer now in 3rd place. Newman trying to track down and gain some points that he needs. He is still below the cut line, but a good race tonight will get him above it. And Ty Dillon, he's basically going to be guaranteed a top 10 as long as he can finish this race, because I believe there's only 10 cars left on the lead lap. But looking off the back end of Kurt Busch, there is no one behind him that is going to compete with him for position. So Kurt Busch coming off the final corner, white flag. It's going to be smooth sailing for Busch. After taking a big hit in Las Vegas, his hometown racetrack, he got put below the cut line. He just needed a solid day, but I'm not sure a win was in the cards for him. However, coming off of turn number 4, it is going to happen for the Kentucky winner. He is now going to win at Richmond and advance to the next round. So now 2 drivers locked into round number 2. Martin Truex Jr. first, and now Kurt Busch. Denny Hamlin comes in 5 seconds behind him. Daniel Suarez worked his way all the way up into 3rd place, passing up Clint Bowyer, Ryan Newman, and Chase Elliott in the later stages of the race. Ty Dillon also really puts up an upset in 8th position. Jimmy Johnson dropped all the way back to 10th after he had some solid runs going for him, was all the way up in 3rd place at one point. Looking back a few positions, Ryan Blaney in 12th place. Chris Buescher the first one off the lead lap and just outside the top 10. William Byron, another playoff driver. Alex Bowman. Hendrick Motorsports didn't have the greatest day, but they all got their cars within the top 16, although I'm sure William Byron and Bowman wanted to have better days. I'm sure Jones definitely did, as he finishes 21st. Just did not have any speed throughout tonight. Kevin Harvick, with his crash, ends up in 28th place. Car did not run as fast as it could have after having that incident. And then Martin Truex Jr. in 31st place, 9 laps down. Clearly a problem with him. But Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, and Joey Logano, all playoff contenders with mechanical problems that are really going to set them back as they try to push into the next round. That is it for NR2003 Predicts. We hope you enjoyed the race, and we will see you all next time.